Yo, what is going on? It is Friday, it's 10 p.m. It's the Collective Gamescast. It's episode 19? Yeah. And the
Damn,
struggle is
19.
real, friends. I got Chris with
19
me tonight. We got
episodes.
no other guests. Uh, yeah. So Winter Storm Jonas is here, man.
Jonas, what a name.
It's a name.
I expected a little more terrifying. Why can't we get like horror names with these storms? They already,
I
fear
think they
cast everything.
Yeah, I think they scare people enough, man. We can't be going worse than this.
Well,
How can we make winter storms worse for people?
let's see what's up next.
Winter
F?
Storm Hannibal.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right? Winter
Winter
Storm, Freddy
Storm
Krueger.
Manson. Winter Storm IRS.
There you go. That'll get everybody to evacuate real quick. Oh shit, guys! Nope. Time to build that bunker.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, so it's snowing out. It's miserable. Then I don't know, since the end of the world is upon us, Christopher.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, I don't know. I figure we'll hang out, talk some games, BS. This is kind of like, this is the cabin fever episode. Whatever, anything goes as long as it's fun.
There you go. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, so I guess I'll start with what I usually start with. What have you been up to this week, my man?
This week. Well, you got me into some Fantasy Star Online, which I'll have to say is the perfect game to play when you don't care about a story. Like if you just want to kill shit, grab some loot, actually like the bosses and the battles aren't like, oh, I'm just gonna run through and slash kill everything. No, it's like, well, this guy takes this type of damage and you can easily fuck him up with that, but if you use this weapon, nope. No damage. Like there's actually some type of strategy in there, but it's not complex and it's not story driven. So it's very, very nice, relaxing. Shoot them up, or stab them, or cast them, whatever they're gonna do. Like, it's good stuff. It's good fun, quality time.
Yeah, it is it's a no frills kind of game, right?
Yeah.
Like it does not have great depth to like the world or the things you do, but the combat system is very elegant, though, in that it seems simple and there's so much more that goes into it with, understanding like animations and all. It has like it's almost reminiscent of like fighting games, how it's all about understanding like what point of an animation you're in and your opponent is in.
Yeah. That's the one thing that got me. It was the animation. Like I don't, like you said, fighting games, but I never really paid attention too much to that. But this, like, if you don't time your shots right with the animations, you're just going to be that one shot guy who's just like, I don't get it, man. I can't spam buttons. No, you got to time it, man. You got to time it. Then you can animate, or you can lock the enemies in animations so then they don't actually activate one of their good abilities. It's like, it's good. It's a good timing type of a game, but it doesn't take too much to learn. Like once you get it, it's good to go.
Yeah, once you have it down, you can play it on autopilot if you're not pushing your limits of difficulty. Yeah,
it's a good one. But besides that, playing Hearthstone every now and then, you do get to a point when playing that game where you're like, I should buy some cards. Like it was a free game. I didn't spend anything on it.
That's how they get you, man.
Yeah, man, because you gotta get more. You gotta fill up the decks. You gotta complete them, and you're like, well, I could spend like the $2 on a pack. Still haven't done it there though, but it's sitting there. It's definitely sitting there. I've only completed one of the packs from like the beta a long time ago, but it's interesting. It's a good game. It's good. Like 15 minutes of downtime. Just get up a match real quick, play a little bit. It's fun. There's a lot of strategy involved.
I hear it's like a great like bus game or
very good bus game.
Yeah, or like waiting in line, which a lot of people have been doing at the grocery stores for like 8 hours. So plenty of time for that.
For people who think that it's the end of the world, I still don't get it, man. I still don't get it. It's not like they said, guys, we're getting 4 feet of snow. It's like, man, we're expecting, 18 to 20 inches. You'll probably have to stay inside on Saturday for the 40 miles an hour winds. But that's about it. And you're like, oh, that's it? Okay. So that means when the week starts on Monday, they'll either have the streets plowed or, it's just going to be slower commute times. No big deal. Nope. Everybody's freaking the fuck out.
I know, it's nuts. Like, I typically do my food shopping on the weekend,
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to go this week because it's starting Friday night and it's going to snow Saturday. And I probably don't want to go out Sunday because the roads probably still won't be clear until later in the day Sunday. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to go get some stuff during the week then to get through the weekend. Not a ton of stuff, not like a cart full of stuff, just like, oh, we're going to run out of milk by then. We're going to need 2 boxes of cereal, some eggs. Yep. Not a ton of stuff. Everybody in the world is at the supermarket.
You get your water, man? Did you get your 2 cases of water?
No,
you never know. You might run out of water, man.
That's why I have a tap. Like I pay for water service, so I don't run out.
You never know, man. Everything's going to shut down. It's crazy.
Well, then you know what I'll do? I'll go get some snow, and I'll bring it in the house, and through the magic of science, it will turn into water.
I don't understand how that works, sir. That's too complex for me. I just got to buy my cases.
Yeah. No, what's weird is everybody's buying bread and milk, right? Like,
they're
is that what you subsist off of? Like, I'm more surprised like there's any cans of beefaroni left, or fucking Hot Pockets. Like, everybody bought all the Hot Pockets. Like,
one day I was like, I'm just gonna buy some frozen pizzas and some stuff for some grilled cheese, and I'll call it the day. And some milk for some cereal. Like, that's it. Like, I can understand if they're gonna make like French toast, but then they also forgot the eggs. What's the plan here, man? What is their plan with the bread and the milk?
I don't get it, man. And like, I went to the store today because I realized I was missing one thing I really wanted, and that was gala apples. Because I like to eat me an apple every day. And I go and I get to the store and barely find a parking spot. And I was at 3 different supermarkets this week, and 2 out of the 3 times there were no parking spots.
That's insane,
yes,
man.
That is insane.
That's ridiculous.
So I had to search for a parking spot today, managed to find one, and get my gala apples. No problem there, because nobody's in produce. This is fucking America.
Man.
So I get my apples, and I'm like, oh, what? Maybe some lunch meats would be cool for, going to be trapped in the house a couple days, just make a quick sandwich,
There you go.
And no lunch meat, because everybody in the world is at the deli counter. I'm just like, God damn.
The worst case is power goes out. That's it. And then with all that extra stuff in there, where are you going to refrigerate your stuff? You can put it outside the snow.
Yeah, you put it on the porch. Done. It's snow, not a heat wave.
I just want what are they planning, man? Is there an invasion happening? Is there like an alien invasion?
Oh, no.
Is there
people just way overreact.
Oh man.
Yeah. So you're listening to the Collective Gamescast, the #1 shopping and grocery podcast. Actually, I shouldn't say that. There probably is like a #1 shopping and grocery store podcast, isn't there?
There probably is. I can't imagine it being good.
All 2 viewers who came for Video Game Talk tonight just already left. They're like, fuck these guys.
What the fuck's wrong with these guys?
Bread and milk, groceries, and parking spots. I'm not 40.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about COD and kill streaks and I don't know. What do kids talk about? Like Snapchat and dick pics or something? I don't know.
I think that's what it's turning into now. It's like if you're not playing video games, you're
Look, I drew a happy face on my mushroom head.
There it is. That's what's happening, man. It's nudes and Call of Duty. That's the younger generation.
And Hot Pockets.
Oh, can't forget about the Hot Pockets. God.
Oh man. Oh. Yeah. So it's It's been an interesting week. I can't wait for the snow to be over so the people acting like idiots can hopefully end.
Here's a question though. This is the last question on this.
Okay.
Do people not buy groceries before the snow hits? Like, is that what the problem is? Like, they're like, oh shit, we never bought groceries ever, so they go out and buy everything, or
I don't know, man. Here's the thing that kills me, right? I got like a family of 5, right?
Yep.
I don't even fill a cart at the grocery store, like for a week. Like, no, it doesn't even get close to full. Now, I see motherfuckers in there with multiple bulging full carts. Like, they have one cart and their kid has the other cart because.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm like, how much food do you consume in a week? Like, I mean, I imagine every once in a while there's probably some people who shop like monthly and store it in a freezer.
Yeah.
Based on the size of the homes in this city, that's not likely to be everybody. That's a very small percentage.
Yep.
You know? So I'm like, the fuck? Like, no wonder we're all overweight. Like, look at this. Excess a bit?
Just a little. 2 carts, man. I've seen that so many times. I've never understood that. I'm like, what are you doing? How, man? Are you guys just not cooking, so you're buying a bunch of instant stuff so you don't have to worry about cooking ever?
Yeah, man. Carts full of toaster strudels, DiGiorno, you know what I mean? Ramen noodles.
I understand,
some rash cream,
man.
You know.
Bachelor, bachelorette, I can see you getting a bunch of frozen stuff, but like, you have a family. Just buy recipes, man. Save that shit for later.
Here's what's funny, man. You could tell who's who by their cart, right? Because you see a dude and a chick, and it's like kale and tofu and all this. You're like, they don't have any kids. Guaranteed they got no kids. And then you see like some like portly woman with a cart blowing up full of like the dinner in 15 minutes stuff, and you're like, yep. She got a lot of kids.
Yep.
It's so clear and obvious.
I always pretend like I have kids in the days where I'm like, man, I could really go for some Capri Sun. So like, put
my
some
son will really like these Capri Suns.
And they're looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, it's from a 6-year-old. He he really likes this one. Yep.
Man, if you like your juice in a bag, that's okay. You don't have to feel like you need kids.
The problem is that like now, like one as a kid, like that's enough. Like now I'm like, I gotta get 2. I gotta get 3 of them now. Like I need my full like beverage here.
Dude, think about the generation before this, right? Before being a nerd was cool, right? Well, wait, follow me along the railroad here. Now, before being a nerd was cool, right? If you wanted to go to like Toys R Us or something, having a kid was great because that was your excuse to be in there.
Yep.
You know? Now it's like you can just go to Toys R Us and go look at Star Wars action figures, and that's just par for the course. But like, you know, a generation ago, that was like, why are you in here, molester? Like, get out! Like, you can't be in here without a kid. Like, you're a grown man.
Yep. Everyone's staring at you like, what's he doing? What does he want with my child? Now it's just normal. Like, oh, you like games too? Yeah, my son does too. And you're like, oh, didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Didn't expect you to just start talking to me, but that's cool. All right.
Like imagine like in like 1988, if you were like that Star Wars collector dude who was like, oh my God, they just did the reissue of Admiral Dick Choke with his white uniform instead of the black one, you know? Like, and you had to go get this guy, and you had to go into Toys R Us by yourself, like, you know.
See, that's when hobby stores are big, though. So
this is true.
The hobby store, you're not looked at because everyone's your age or older, still buying their, their little action figures.
Hoping to have a girlfriend one day.
Yep. Still hoping. Yeah.
Oh man,
that's the case back then. But now, I mean, hobby stores are still big for that older generation, but now you can just walk into a toy store with no issue.
Yeah, it's. I guess it's just good, like where we're at. You know, it's cool that you can just be you. You know, You just can't be Republican. I guess I don't know. Who's the most hated group right now?
I think it's you can't be a modern Republican.
Really,
That's
I thought it was you couldn't be the old one.
The old one was more about rights, where the new one is just like.
I thought the old Republicans were all about oppression.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. No, that's too far back, man.
Okay, maybe my time sheet's a little off. Sorry,
it's too far back. No, like you got the most hated group is probably like the Tea Partiers and the extreme right wing or the extreme left wing that doesn't make any sense.
Obstructionism rules the day.
There it is. It's like, dude, it's probably the most hated.
You know what we got to do? We got to start a new political party, right?
Okay.
Called the American Party.
See, right off the bat, it's going to be considered a racist party. Like you're done. As soon as people hear that, they're like, shit. What's this group all about? Oh, god damn it.
Oh no, our political agenda? America.
Yeah, that's it. You just killed it, man.
Nah, that's it, man. It's simple. America.
It sounds too Republican, but with a mix of like libertarian. You know? Yeah, it's never going to work.
Casual Fridays, could that be our platform?
There you go. Casual Fridays.
It's all about the young vote, right?
You know, no pants Mondays. Like, yeah, it's
No, only if your football team wins in your city. Otherwise, it's pants on Monday.
That's not good for us, man. That's not good for the next couple of years.
We'll get like 3 or 4 a year. It's all right.
It's like Brown status, man.
Yeah.
You lower your standards to like 4 games. Like, we can get that.
I hear a guy on the radio today, and he's saying, I feel really good about the Eagles going forward. And the guys are like, oh, why? And he's like, well, we've already hit rock bottom. It can't get any worse than this. And I'm like, we could become the Cleveland Browns, you know. It doesn't take too many fuck-ups at quarterback to get there.
I wonder if he's ever just looked one state away and was like, well, there are the Browns. And,
it doesn't take much to get there. You just got to make a few mistakes in a row, and you're there.
We just have to keep our coach for more than a year, and we're already ahead of them, all right? But as soon as we lower our standards to like, oh, yeah, no, we can win 4 games.
Hey, Mike Patton had a long tenure.
Who?
Twice as long as his predecessor.
Who did? Oh,
Mike
Patton? No.
2 years, Chris. He lasted 2 full years.
I don't get how an organization works like that. Well, I mean, we see the 49ers, and they're working the same way. They're heading down that path.
Oh, yeah, they're doing their best job to become the Sixers in no time.
Yeah. Oh, man. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, God. So how did we get here?
I really don't know. Political parties.
Yeah, we talked about sports, political parties, food shopping,
yeah.
Video games. I don't know. We got there somehow. Yeah. My apologies to all Browns fans. Not for saying bad things about your team, just that you're Browns fans.
They agree with us. They've hit that point where they're like, yeah, I'm not really expecting much from our organization.
That city, man, they are cursed. I mean, I think we got it pretty bad here, but
and anything that touches them gets cursed. I swear. Yeah. Look at Hoyer.
LeBron goes back to Cleveland and stops being the best player in the NBA. Like, what the fuck?
It was terrible. Instant too, man. It was like an instant thing.
It was like the whatever curse like is befallen Cleveland, like it, you know, the deific being controlling it was like, oh wait, we can't let this happen. Steph Curry, you're now the best player in the NBA.
Dude, I swear, man, it might just be that whole state in general. Like after the college level, it's just
Cincinnati's really good.
Can't win a playoff game.
Marvin Lewis is only 0-7. He hasn't had enough chances.
Dude, they had Carson Palmer. They fucked that up.
Well, look, the blown out knee is unfortunate.
But enough to not, like, re-sign him or get him what he wants?
That was weird. Yeah. And I guess, he wasn't playing great, but, geez, what did they think they had? Like, that was better.
Well, then they got Dalton, so, I mean, they did all right with that. Dalton's not bad. He's no Carson Palmer, but he's not bad.
It's a shame he wasn't healthy for the game this year. Really, really a shame.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be back. He'll be back. Arian said he was playing too conservative and he wants him to play more aggressive. So we'll see if that changes.
You brought up Hearthstone. That's how this all got started.
Is that how it got started?
Yeah, because
waiting in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just came back to me now. So what else you been doing other than Hearthstone?
Hearthstone, Phantasy Star Online. Actually, that's it.
Okay.
Dusted off an old Call of Duty game, so I'm going to see if some friends back home want to play it. Black Ops 2.
Blops 2.
Yeah. Had some of the zombie maps. Little bit of action going on. That should be fun. Bring back some old memories. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me think. What did I do recently? Oh, okay. So I was looking for a game to play while the football games were on last weekend, and I picked up Metroid Zero Mission. Played on the Wii U gamepad while the games are on.
Okay.
And that's really cool. You know about that one?
No, I do not.
It kind of went a bit under the radar, like if you weren't a Game Boy head back in the day.
Okay.
They redid the original Metroid. Yeah. So, like, because you said you never played the original Metroid?
I never played the original.
Yeah. Well, the original's a really neat game for its time, and it like tries a lot of like cool shit that other games weren't doing. But it's like it's really rough around pretty much all the edges, you know.
Okay.
But it's set up this really great template for like a cool exploration, like action game maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
So with this, they kind of went back and said, okay, well, with the technology we have now, how could this game have been back then? You know? So they like redesigned the map. Like there's no menu, no inventory, anything in the original Metroid.
Really?
There's no descriptions how anything works. You got to figure it all out yourself.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a lot of NES games.
Yeah, there's no map, which is terribly confusing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, especially in a game where it's like an adventure game. Like you're trying to like move around the map and you're backtracking to different areas and stuff. Like having a map is like really important to a game like that.
Yeah.
So they add all that back in. They added in like these statues that kind of tell you like, hey, this is probably the area you should head to next, you know, which makes it a little easy, but at the same time, it's nice because it kind of keeps you moving in the direction you should.
Yep, yeah, I get that.
And because there's so many hidden secrets in those games, like you always kind of want to wander off on them side paths anyway, you know.
Okay.
But it's always cool to have that little thing, like, because you put the game down for a day or two, you don't remember what the fuck you were doing otherwise.
Yeah.
But you got that little ping telling you, like, hey, that's where you're supposed to go. You can just head there when you pick it back up.
That is nice to have.
Yeah, also the original Metroid, when you hit down, you just turned right into a ball. When they got to Super Metroid, they figured out down to kneel so you can shoot low, down twice to turn into a ball. So they added that functionality back into the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. So little things like that. And it's much more expanded. The areas are much bigger. There's like all kinds of like new stuff going on.
Interesting.
Yeah, really cool. I really liked it. It was a good reimagining of the original game.
Huh.
So that's been kind of fun. And that always, it's been so long since the last time I played it. It's probably been like 10 years. So like I forget everything. So it's cool just re-exploring that map again.
Yeah. I might have to try that one instead of playing the first one.
Yeah, that would be the recommended way to go. The first one is really rough.
All right.
Yeah, especially compared to modern games. You will you'll lose a year off your life trying to play the original now.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I did that. Got back into the Phantasy Star Online pretty hard this week. I don't know. I'm just liking it because, I don't know. I'm still in that kind of recovery mode from Metal Gear Solid and Fallout 4. Yeah, like I just want some lighthearted action. I'm just like blast, 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 blast. Like cool,
Yeah.
you know. So no quests or agendas, just kill shit and roll.
Yep.
So that's been working for me. You think a little more the NHL 2K, kind of stick to that every so often. But yeah, it wasn't a big gaming week for me because it's Australian Open time, so I'm getting my tennis on.
I've never actually watched tennis. I taught it, I play it, never actually watched it.
It's great, dude. I love it. It's such a interesting, isolated experience. I mean, you can't talk to your coach. You have no teammates. Like you are stranded, basically on an island against your opponent. And
yeah, I like that aspect when I'm playing.
It's so much more of a mental game than a physical game. People don't even realize it, though. And I just love it because it's a tournament of 128 people. Like, yes, please. Like, I'm down.
That is very interesting. Yeah, I can't watch it. Like I enjoy playing it. I enjoy what tennis offers, but it's just not fun to watch, man. Give me the highlights. I'm good.
I love the timing too for the first like maybe 10 or 11 days of the tournament because their day session starts at 7 p.m. our local time.
Oh,
so
okay.
It starts at 7 p.m. and then runs well into the weird hours of the morning the following day.
Which means you can listen to it at work.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Gets me through the night. And it's great because like when we're done the show tonight, I'm going to go and see what match is on and what's happening. Now, when it sucks is when they get to the championship because it starts at 3:30 a.m. local time here.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah. Although there was one year, the championship went 5 hours and 56 minutes. So had I just woken up early, I could have caught the end of it.
Oh, my God. 5 hours?
Yes.
Holy shit.
It was an absolute war. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was insane. Those dudes were absolutely like drained when that match was over.
I can only imagine, man.
And then ESPN immediately replayed the match as an instant classic.
Damn.
Yeah, because like they knew it was that good, so they immediately replayed it. So then when I woke up in the morning, they were replaying it. And I was like, "What the fuck just happened last night?" And I was like, "I'm watching this," and I was like, "And I'm not checking my phone. No spoilers. I want to just watch this." You know,
watched it for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
It was very compelling.
Damn. I feel like that'd get tiring. It's like the whole extra innings in baseball. Like the game just doesn't end.
It depends on what's happening. Like towards the end of a set when it's getting tight, like you don't walk away. But like in the early stages of a set when like, you know, the tension isn't ratcheted up as much, you might walk away, grab a snack, you know.
Got it.
Something around the house, come back as you get towards the business end of the set, you know. So, yeah. So I don't know. That's really been my thing. Got another 9 or 10 days of that left.
Okay.
Yeah. So it sucked because my man went out on the first day of the tournament. I was sad.
Who was that?
Rafael Nadal.
He's out already?
Yeah, he lost in the first round.
Damn.
Yeah, he's been struggling, man. He's had a rough go of it for the past 14, 15 months, and he got a really bad draw too. So,
damn, man.
Yeah, he had to play a really good player in the first round. It was unfortunate. So
it's not normal.
Here's how it works, dude. It's 128 players, right?
Yep.
In a bracket. The top 32 all get seeded positions. Everybody else gets pulled at random. So they just the first open position, they pull a name. Second open position, they pull a name. So anybody outside the top 32 could be your first opponent.
Huh.
Yeah. So when you get maybe a guy who's been out with injury and his ranking dropped, now he's back. You know, stuff like that. A veteran whose ranking isn't as high as it used to be, but he's still pretty damn good. You know.
Okay.
And that's kind of what happened. He caught a, and the guy had beaten him 2 out of the last 3 matches, so it looked grim from the start. You know.
Okay.
So it's cool though. There's still plenty of other players I like, and I just like watching the competition. Brackets, dude. Love brackets. It's the shit. Yeah, and I'm hyped for the playoffs, man. Tomorrow's going to be miserable. I wish the football games were tomorrow.
I know. I wish there was one each day. That really bothers me, man.
Just because it's like, it sucks going to be stuck inside all day, nasty-ass conditions outside. I'm like, man, if the games were on, I wouldn't even notice.
I know they're
That'd be like 8 hours of my day.
I know the NFL Network is replaying Super Bowl I. But I don't
want to watch that.
Dude, that's like what? Bart Starr and a bunch of other Hall of Famers there. 11 Hall of Famers from that?
Give me like Titans Rams or Patriots Rams or Patriots Panthers or Bills Giants. Like, give me some of the great Super Bowls.
The Cardinals Steelers game should be replayed.
Yeah, Broncos Packers. You know, like games that were like really good and competitive.
I think they wanted to like do so.
No, I know it's the golden anniversary thing, right?
Yeah, and they were going to play each one. But the issue they had was they had commentary, and the audio got real fucked up the first time they did it. So now they're replaying it with no commentary. But once they ramp it up, that'd be nice to actually watch some of the older ones.
Yeah, I like when they get the good ones, man. There's ones that are like must watch. And then there's ones that are like no need to bother.
I'd rather have like a top 50 games in general. So playoff matches, because some of the playoff matches were amazing.
How about remember Cardinals Packers a few years back? What was that, like 09? The highest scoring playoff game ever.
What was the score for that?
I can't remember exactly, but I think it was like 50-something to 40-something. The Cardinals scored in overtime on a Dansby returned a fumble, I think it was, from Rodgers.
Why don't I remember that game?
Oh, that was a big one. That was
that was the Super Bowl run.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was the year after the Super Bowl run.
45-51.
There we go.
Jeez. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember these players now. Okay, I remember this game.
Oh God, can we get the Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl again?
Yeah, that's
just so I can see the snap on the first play of the game.
Let's not do that.
Oh, I loved it. You just saw the Peyton face.
Yeah. Dude, that was embarrassing, man.
Yo, hold on. I don't know if I ever asked you this. What is with that motherfucker's helmet?
How big it is?
No, he's gonna have brain damage. You see how the mark on his head?
No, I didn't see it.
Every time he takes his helmet off.
It is? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's him.
It's like a vice grip on his brain, dude. What are you doing?
How big his head is, though?
Oh, man.
How do you fit a helmet around that, man? That dude's got a massive dome.
Dude's a multi-millionaire. You can get a custom-made helmet.
I don't even think it's pressed that hard. I think he's just turns red easily.
Okay, maybe he's got Coughlin face. It gets red real easy.
There it is. You see how he dresses up for winter games, like the full face mask. So it's like, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the case here.
Chris, we got a question in the chat here. What does this have to do with video games? Nothing. Fuck off. I don't care if you like my show.
Talking about greatest games in Madden history.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's like, dude, we're like dying over here. There's like all this snow out there, and you're worried about what I'm talking about? Go play a game now.
Oh, man. Fuck off. That's great.
Yeah. Fucking people. Don't judge me. Start your own show. Talk about what a douchebag I am. I'm cool with that. I'll come on and agree with you.
I'll just come in. Just like, my name's Radaglam. That guy's a dick. Yeah.
I love it, dude. Oh man.
Yeah.
I swear I saw that motherfucker before. He was talking shit about me too. I was shaving when he did it, but yeah.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so anyway, it wasn't the biggest gaming week for me.
No, it's been kind of relaxing. Nice. I don't feel like I need to continue a story. So that's really the best part.
Yeah, I still got to finish Life is Strange. That's one of the things I'm hoping to maybe do this weekend while I'm trapped in.
I keep forgetting about that game.
Yeah, I didn't get to. Oh, dude, you got to play it. I'm telling you.
No, every time you mention it, I'm like, oh, that's it. That's what I was going to get. Yeah.
It sits in that beautiful space somewhere between like TV show and video game.
Yep.
And it's so cheap, so it's like totally worth getting on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Telltale game on steroids.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, and that's what it looks like.
Yeah, because like the Telltale games kind of, I don't know, they're okay, but I hate like the timer.
The timer is really annoying, and the first time I played it was on a keyboard, and I had no idea which. Yeah, I had no idea which letters was working for what, and then they switch them up. I'm like, this is stupid. These controls are garbage. So I switched it over.
Yeah, I also hate any studio that works on like multiple games at the same time like that.
They do that?
Yeah, dude. They worked on Tales from the Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Minecraft Story Mode, like all concurrently.
I thought those all came out separately, like different times.
They did, but they're episodic.
So they're pretty much the same game. They just changed the artwork and the story. Or not even the artwork. They just changed.
See, I don't know what their team structure is over there, so I don't know if there's like different groups working on it, and then they just pass it off to like programmers and they put it together. But my guess is it's a team, and they're just working on different projects all at the same time.
The thing is, it seems like a very simple thing to do, the games. So that's probably why they're able to do it.
Maybe. It's just like maybe you should just focus on one project at a time.
I mean, it's working for them.
I'm not talking about like a thing too, like where Naughty Dog split and they did Uncharted 3 and Last of Us at the same time. Like,
I mean, it's
that was different because those were two projects that seemed to get the full quality care, you know.
But I don't think the Telltale games are lacking in the quality that they have.
Yeah, it's like Squaresoft like bothering me with they're working on Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and Kingdom Hearts 3 all at the same time.
Oh boy.
And it's like, why don't you work on one and get it the hell done and then move on to the other? You know?
This is true. I get that.
And I know there's like different teams, but when you see a lot of these shared staff between them, you're like,
yeah, it's not working so well.
Not to mention, I think it creates like a mixed messaging too. Like, it's kind of like, it gives you the sense, even if it's not true, that all of them are less than 100% like all in from the studio. Like, do you ever get that feeling?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get. They're not putting
like you can't possibly deliver the best product if you're that spread out.
Yep.
You know, and I think that's the part that bothers me, and it might not be true. You know.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
It's not really a possible thing to be working on three things and be 100% at all three things.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I mean, they're not the best company, the best developing company.
Telltale or Square?
Square.
Yeah, Square they got a lot of weird shit going on right now. I know they're not saying it, but I'm telling you, they are restructuring. Like,
they have to be.
Yeah, like I think they realized like the things they've messed up, and I think they're trying to restructure and continue development. Like, did you hear? There's like all this stuff now about Hitman that they just changed all the release stuff for that when it comes out next month.
What?
Like, yeah.
Oh man.
They've refunded all the pre-orders apparently, and now you have to reorder it. Yeah. It's just.
Oh man.
It's almost like I wish they would shut down for 6 months, fix all their shit, and then get back to work. You know.
Well, most companies, they release whatever game they have, 100%. Or at least close to, and then they have like a small group working on that. So if they need to update or whatever, and then they start their restructuring. Maybe that's their plan. Maybe they're planning on releasing all these games this year and then just restructure.
I feel like they're kind of shuffling the deck behind the scenes on the fly, but I think it's just so many eggs up in the air right now, and it's going to take a while because they got to like settle into all the new like corporate structure they're trying to put together, and like they're changing emphasis. Don't forget they're working on Bravely Second or whatever too. Like,
what?
Yeah, we were talking about it last week. The Bravely Default follow up. Yeah, so and they have a lot of teams. It's not like they can't do it, but it's just like get your house in order, man. Like if they came out and said, "Look, Kingdom Hearts 3 and FF7 remake are getting pushed back," okay, even though they don't have dates yet.
Yep.
We're getting 15 done. We're getting it out the door. Then we're gonna focus on one or the other, And then we're gonna get that out, and then we're gonna focus on the other, So it'd be better. It'd be really cool if they said, "Hey, that FF7 remake, yeah, we're outsourcing it to Mistwalker."
Who the hell is Mistwalker?
That is Hironobu Sakaguchi's design team. Although they're not a development studio, they're just a creative. So they create games and then have another studio put it together.
Interesting.
So they did Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, The Last Story. I feel like there was something else. Their thing now has been the Terror Battle mobile game. Yeah.
I mean, Square's, I think they're okay. I think once they release these games, if they don't push them back, they'll be okay for the restructure. That's what I'm hoping so. But they should not. When you're doing that shuffling the deck behind the scenes crap, it's not going to work out in the end because they're just going to keep pushing things. And
well, the thing is, I feel like it's if you're restructuring and developing all this on the fly, the results are further down the line. Like,
yep,
we'll see the results of all this in like 2018, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it'll take a couple years to feel the impact of the changes.
Hopefully they can stay afloat with that.
They'll be fine. They're flush with capital. Yeah. What's more interesting to me is like Final Fantasy 16. Right?
Yep.
They know now that they've been messing up. Right? They have that knowledge. Doing FF7 remake that speaks to that they realize they've screwed up and they haven't been listening to their fans. So I'll be curious to see what direction will they go with that. What's that going to look like?
Well, if they're releasing 15 this year,
but remember, 15 is like a reclamation project.
Yeah,
because it's versus 13, all that kind of like retooled and redone. Like, what's that next brand new next gen project going to look like? Like because FF7's a remake, so and Kingdom Hearts 3's been in development forever, and 15's been in development for my son's lifetime. So, yeah. So like, what is 16 going to be? What's that going to look like once they've restructured? Once they sit down, and they're like, "Hey, clean slate, new Final Fantasy game. What do we want to do?"
Hopefully, they just keep the engine they've been using.
I think it's going to be a sim-style game where you live the life of Lightning.
What?
Would that not be the biggest FU to the fans? Take this character everybody hates and make a whole game around living her life.
Oh man, that'll kill them. That'll be the end.
The soundtrack by Nickelback.
Oh, that. Oh god. Oh. I'd play it because that'd be a complete
disaster. Oh my god.
I don't know if I'd play it with sound, but definitely.
Definitely give me custom soundtracks, please.
Oh man, interested to see what they do.
Yeah,
that's always been a developing studio that I just kind of like. I don't even care what they do. I don't follow them that much. Like, oh, new Final Fantasy, cool.
Well, since the Enix merger, it's been real messed up over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We'll see.
Yeah. So anyway, We had a slight topic we wanted to touch on tonight. Think about games you spend a lot of time playing, right?
Yep.
Because like, you got the Blizzard, you're trapped in, you got a lot of hours to spend playing a game of your choice, and just got me back to thinking, like, what were those games? Like, what were the ones you spent so much time thinking about playing, just binging on?
You play it and then you walk away from it because of responsibilities, and then you're just constantly thinking about it.
Yeah. So anyway, just a little talk, little discussion tonight, about games you played for a long time or put a lot of hours in or replayed a lot,
Yeah.
So, Chris, start us off while I check on the snow here.
All right, I'll start you with the obvious choice of Skyrim. Skyrim. Yep. I spent hundreds of hours playing that game. And I think the reason is not because the story is the greatest story, but because I can play with whatever character I wanted, whenever I wanted, play them however I wanted. And each time I play, there's something new that I didn't find in my last playthrough. And I think a game that has a main story that it took me like 250 hours to actually decide, you know what, maybe I should just see what this Alduin guy is like. Maybe there's more to this Dragonborn than, sneaking around, dodging bears and spriggans. There's just the map is huge. The quest lines are big. Like, there's so many quests you can do in there.
Yes, there are.
And then that was before I switched to PC. And then you switch to PC and you get all these mods. You got these people that add like extra quests in there. You get interesting NPCs. You get there's one where the Civil War is actually fought out, where you actually see battles instead of just like, oh, go to this fort, take these guys out. All right, Civil War's done, guys. Hooray.
For a second, when you said that, I actually thought you meant the American Civil War.
No.
That would be a hell of a mod.
We just completely destroyed Skyrim, and we brought it into
a portal
1800s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
like in the Confederacy, just lined up on opposite sides of the field.
But
everybody's calling Helgen Fort Sumter for some reason.
It's a game. It just kept expanding as I got on PC. You just keep having fun. Different weapons, different quest lines, different spells you can use. There's so much you can do. There's so much new stuff you can play around with. Oh, there's one where you can actually have a castle, right? So you have your own little, I can't remember what they call them, the holdings. So you have your own hold, and then you can actually attack other holds. And it actually affects things. Like, it wasn't just, oh, look at me, I got my own little village. Like, you took a village, and you went around and took another village, and you just kept going through with that. It was a fun type of
just keep taking villages.
Yeah, and they fight back, and you're not guaranteed to win. But it was good. I mean, yeah, there's so much time you can spend in that game doing some different shit, different classes. You can try to be the OP stealth archer, or you can, just be a dumb guy. There's one YouTube guy where a guy just wanted to be like a random dude on the road. So you're just wearing rags and shoes and picking up berries and stuff. I was like, wow, this has to be the most boring YouTube video, but it's quite hilarious. It's pretty good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put a lot of time into Skyrim too. I specifically recall doing all Daedric quests.
Oh, the Daedric quests.
After I got all 15 of those done, I was 13 or however many it was. I was just like, yeah, that's enough for me. Like, I am done with this game. Like, I'm one-shotting dragons. Like, it's over.
Oh, dude. The dragons, man, I really wanted them to expand. Like, instead of getting harder, they just added multiple dragons. Like, that...
Yeah.
They did not get harder. Like, oh, this guy does frost instead of fire? Ooh, complex.
Yeah, the one that was really rough and should not have been where it was that one dude who was he was surrounded by one of them masked dudes too.
Okay.
And he was right near Whiterun. Do you remember? It was
No. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was there. Yeah, there's a dragon, and he's got one of them dudes that wears the masks, one of them summoner undead bastards, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like seriously like a 4-minute walk from Whiterun, maybe. Like I stumbled upon it by accident and was like, oh my god, why am I dying?
Before I started like looking things up on the internet, the thing that I stumbled across that scared the shit out of me was the mammoths and the giants. Like I thought, I could shoot a mammoth and kite him around, but I didn't realize the giant was like, "Yo, that's my fucking mammoth," and would come after me.
That's my fucking mammoth. I love it.
Wasn't expecting that. That was a fun little experience. Man, just that aspect where you're just like walking around, like trucking through an area just to see what different things are, and you can stumble upon like a random quest line. Like those are good fun, man. Skyrim always had something new for me. I still haven't like completed everything on that game.
It's not really possible, is it?
I think I think it is. There's a lot of side stuff. I'm not sure if you can do it in one playthrough. I think you have to do it with multiple characters, like different events.
Yeah, because you got to play both sides of the conflict, don't you?
Yeah, you got to do one with Imperial, and one with Stormcloaks, which I'll have to say are extremely racist. Like the first time, I was like, obviously I'm siding with the rebels. Fuck these Imperial assholes. And then the next time,
you tried to cut your head off. I'd say that too.
Exactly, right?
The hell?
But you gotta realize the guy in the beginning, what's his name? The guy who asked your name and didn't want to actually put you on the chopping block.
Oh, the kind of cool dude.
Yeah, like you're like, oh, that guy's cool. The rest of them are kind of assholes, but this guy's pretty cool. He's got emotion. But yeah, but the first time I did, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm siding with the rebels. And then you start going into what's the city? Is it Winterhold that he's in?
Yeah, I think that might be it. I forget. I didn't really go to that one.
And you start hearing about how the Nords are the best and they hate dark elves. I'm like, oh shit. This is like the Aryan Brotherhood over here, man. Like
the Bruce Arians Brotherhood. Oh wait, wrong thing. My bad.
Wrong word, man. It's all right. But yeah, no, like it's just like they hate everything. If you're not Nord, fuck you, man. You give two shits about you. That's when I sided with the Imperials. Racist motherfuckers, man. Skyrim's for the Nords.
Yeah, they could have done more with that Civil War, I thought, but I didn't get deep into it either. But it just didn't seem compelling to me at all.
No, the quests were like, I thought that was going to be a main part of the story at least, or at least a huge chain. Instead, it was just like, go kill these people in this castle. All right. Go kill those guys in the fort. All right. Now you can kill Ulfric. What? That's it? All right.
Doesn't he have like a guard or something? Like,
and then you just gotta the battle in the outside was really nice for both Tullius and Ulfric. And then you fight their guys and all that, and then you fight his guard, the bear guy. And Tullius has a guy. Or no, the chick, I think. No, she gets killed in the beginning.
But it's easy because you just use exploding chickens and boom, victory.
Yeah, that was when he shouted at you. That's what happened. You fight Ulfric and you realize he's actually Dragonborn. Yeah, still, I didn't give a fuck. Fuck that guy and his racist shit.
I thought I knew he was Dragonborn. Maybe not.
They said he shouted a king to death.
Yeah.
But that was all the rumors and stuff. That wasn't actually confirmed or anything until you actually fight him.
Oh, I was just under the impression that was true.
I mean, it seemed like it.
Because like there were all the dudes up on the mountain who shouted, so I was like, "Oh, this isn't like a special thing."
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
We can't all be the Wanderer and be special.
I think that was their issue, though. You know, you got this Dragonborn like, fuck yeah, man, this guy's awesome, and then you realize he's just, nope, I'm trying to take Skyrim back for the Nords. Fuck everyone else.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're just a terrorist, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Our heroes never turn out to be who we think they are. Yeah.
Yep, that's Skyrim.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you one, man. I played a lot of Star Wars: The Old Republic. And
are we talking one playthrough?
Well, one playthrough is big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, yeah, obviously, if you play through the story, that's a long fucking time.
Yeah, but I finished all the Empire stories, so that's 4 full playthroughs.
Jeez.
I did like half of all the Republic ones, so in total it was more like 6 full playthroughs.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah. Plus expansion stuff, you know. Yeah. But I don't know. I just loved that game. I loved that the voice acting made like such a big difference to me.
Oh, it did. It did.
The difference between like that and WoW would it really worked for me. And I loved their cash shop. It just had it had like the coolest items. Like they got exactly what people would want to spend money on.
This
and
is true.
In some ways that was annoying, and in others it was like, well, good, because if you're gonna do it, make it stuff I want. You know.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of there were convenience items and all too in there. But it was really, to me, it was just all about the stories and the Star Wars, man. That Star Wars feel.
Yeah. The quest lines were just excellent for that.
Well, and that's what was funny was my favorite characters were the Jedi ones. Like the Imperial Agent, the Bounty Hunter were my 2 favorites, you know.
Imperial Agent was awesome.
Yeah, man. That just all that subterfuge stuff, I was totally down with that.
Yeah, I didn't play too much of that. I played the beta. I played for maybe a month afterwards, and that was about it.
Yeah, I think the thing that really hurt that game was that they built that hype train up so big.
Yes, they did.
You know? And some of it wasn't their fault, and some of it was. And they were not ready to deliver at that level. And they also had a problem because they launched in 2011. Yeah, it was December 2011. WoW's been out for 7 years at that point. Right? WoW was November of 2004, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the game you're most being compared to is a game that's been out for 7 years.
And at that time, I think WoW was still hitting its. They still had some pretty good stuff going on. They didn't
yeah, it was past Wrath of the Lich King, which everybody seems to.
Best story.
Yeah, like that was the high watermark for that game, from what most people tell me. I never got deep into WoW, so I can't confirm or deny.
Excuse me. That was before they changed everything. Cataclysm, based on its name alone.
Yeah, I know Cataclysm was like a big shake-up for the game.
Well, they did it. They did it for the reason that everybody was already like level 80. I think 70 was the max. 70 or 80 was the max for Wrath. I can't remember. So everyone was top level. They're going to open up these new things, but nobody's going to want to create other classes or other characters because of how long it takes to level up. So all right, well, we got to figure out a way to make these lower levels easier. So they did Cataclysm, easier and not the same grinding. You know what I mean? So you're not going through.
My friend wants to start playing now, so let's make it easier to get him caught up. Kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So they changed up all the quest lines for those. So like the Cataclysm, the Sundering, and everything kind of destroyed what was the normal early level stuff. So then they were actually a different playthrough than if you were to start fresh in like Wrath, and because that shit got boring and old really fast.
Okay.
And so they did all that, and that was good. And they added two races. So that was nice. So you had new levels for that, but it didn't change anything too much. It didn't really. They added a lot of stuff late game. It didn't kill it, but Mr. Pandaria, Jesus Christ.
Mr. Kung Fu Panda.
That's exactly what it is. It's like you realize at that point they're fishing for like extra people to come in. Like, ooh, pandas! I like pandas. Let's go do that. Yeah. And so you got the quirky people playing, and they changed it up, made it a lot easier to like level and change your specs, and they made it. Oh, this is the part that irritated me. Actually, I'll continue this on because that's another game I spent a lot of time on.
Okay, yeah, let's just roll right into it.
All right, yeah. So in Myst, they added, it was either Cataclysm or Myst. They added, because a lot of people were doing add-ons, and add-ons would tell you when certain abilities procced, right?
Yeah,
so,
I've heard that like WoW basically can devolve down to a bunch of apps telling you when to do everything. Like basically, you don't play the game anymore.
Well, in the beginning, you didn't really know what was happening. So like, if you're healing, there's certain times where you get a free heal. And so you want to know when that happens so you can automatically use that on like a tank that's about to go down. And so add-ons would come in, so it will tell you like, oh, you procced for this, you can use that. Or you procced for that, you can use that. In Myst, they completely got rid of that. And so now they added its own system to let you know. And so pretty much instead of just adding that feature in, they made it so your spells had a specific order that you had to follow. And it was just like, press 1, press 2, press 3. Oh, you procced, press 2. Oh, you procced again, press 5. Oh, you procced, press... And it was just like, it constantly told you how to play the game. There was no creativity in there. There was no like freedom to do what you wanted. Then on top of that, they changed the spells. So beforehand, you could run around, let's say, as a paladin, right? You run around as a protection paladin. You still had access to some of the rep paladin abilities. So you could PvP with that build. So you got like a huge defense, and then you can go ahead and do some attack moves, right? Nope, not anymore. These are your protection spells. These are the ones you have to use, blah, blah, blah. Like that. That's how the game worked. And you had your paladin base abilities that you could use. But if you picked that you were going to spec and proc, that's all you had to do. You had no choice to do anything else. If you want to choose how your spells go, there's really only a few choices. There's no choice in that game anymore. It's just
interesting.
You play it the way that it should be played because this is what top level people do. And it's kind of it got very boring. Like one of the things that I liked in the older one was the idea that you could actually, there's a little theory involved. Like, well, if I do this, what will happen? And you play around with some different specs and different abilities, and you see how it works with you. But now it's just like, no, do it this way.
Yeah, that's always kind of like the unfortunate devolving of MMOs, isn't it? Like that there becomes like a
cookie cutter.
Yeah, like there becomes a, way to win, you know. And once it gets figured out, it like really permeates, and kills creativity. And two, I mean, the community latches on. Like the people who actually try different things are very few, So it's very hard to find out if there is anything else,
Because now they just told you.
Well, then it's even worse because developers like pitch in and they're like, you know what? Instead of like trees where you get to make choices, we're just going to give you like discipline systems, and you're just going to get stuff, and we're just going to push you right down the path that's been deemed best already.
Yep, and that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. It kind of bugs me. I've always liked the PvP system. Like, wow, PvP was actually fun. Like you had back in the day, like when you were, I think it was when Dark Knights or Death Knights came out right away, Paladins could beat the shit out of them because for whatever reason, they made it so they had a weakness to like holy, and like they instantly changed it. Like, oh shit, we can't do that. That makes them like weak against a specific class. Like we can't do that. So they switched it up, and it was more balanced. But Red Paladins still had that like they would fuck shit up like on a regular basis. Like they just come in and just blow you the fuck up. And I like that. Like a lot of people like, oh, it's not fair. I was like, no, you can still beat them. It's just a little tougher. It's a little challenge. Like, who gives a shit? Like, not everybody wants to play a paladin, so it's not going to be like 12 paladins on a team and everyone's just like destroying everything. No, it's like you have a choice to play that or not. And if it's a challenge to beat them, then it's a challenge to beat them. Like even Death Knights, if you were like one of their tank builds, it's like you could just stand in a circle and let people wail on you and still survive. Like it was, it was just you had to figure out a way to beat that class, and I enjoyed that. And then they kind of made it a little more simplified. I don't know what it's like now, but that annoyed the shit out of me for a while.
There's still 9 million people playing it every day, probably. That's how WoW rolls, son.
It's addicting, man. It's like you have some bads.
There is something cool about like having one game to play. Like,
that's true.
Well, when I spent like the better part of like 2 years playing like SWTOR, it was cool, like just knowing what I was playing. Like,
yeah.
And then eventually I came back around and started going back to my roots of playing lots of different games. But for a little while there, it was pretty cool.
They added achievements, which I thought was a good call to that. So then you're also trying to like grind to the levels, but then when you got achievements in between, it was kind of like, oh, that's cool. Look at that, I got this achievement. Or there weren't any difficulty ones. I mean, besides like you had your heroic dungeons and you had your normal dungeons. But that's not like we'll play on hard all the way through. It was just like, all right, so you can play on the normal one, and then when you get to a certain gear level or there's a gear level and I think it was a level period, the gear level period, and then you can do the heroic dungeon. You do the heroic dungeons, you get better loot, and you still can go for that achievement. And then there was like times, and like that was a cool aspect to it. And then I felt like people started using that to determine if you were good or not. Like if you didn't have this achievement, like, I need you to have like the ICC 10 achievement, or we can't allow you into a raid. And you're like, why am I submitting a resume to you guys? Like, this isn't a goddamn job. I'm trying to play the game.
Yeah, like I didn't get around to that. I can fucking play. Let's go.
The whole point of me asking to join your raid is to get that achievement. What is this, man? It's like graduating college, thinking you're going to get a job the first year. Like, oh, no, you need like 3 years of experience. You're like, what? I just got out of college, man. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
wow. Getting a job is the equivalent of trying to join a raid.
I'm telling you, man, some of the hardcore ones are like, we need to talk about you, like, your past. We need to know about your job schedule. We need to, like, what in the fuck?
Yeah, well, people are crazy, man.
Yeah, too deep, man. But those are the people that play one game and only one game. Like that's the game they play, and that's what they're going to spend their time on. But good for them.
Yeah, hey man, whatever works. I'm not hanging with them people.
Yep. Yeah, that was another one. I spent a lot of time, and it's like one of those things, like a bad girlfriend. Like you break up with her, and then later on you realize, maybe I'll give it another shot. And then you realize it's terrible. You break up again. And then you decide a couple years later, you're like, one more time might work. And just keep repeating that. Because you remember the good times, you remember the fun you had. And you start playing, and you realize this is very mundane. This is not that different or fun.
Oh, man.
But a lot of good memories. A lot of fun times with friends.
Yeah, man. I would agree. I had a blast playing those games.
Mm-hmm.
So, glad to be past that. Glad to be back to variety and different stuff. But it was cool for a while. I had no subs, I mean, look, $15 a month beats buying new games all the time.
Yeah,
for sure. But at the same time,
variety.
Yeah.
Just wish MMOs had a different type of variety or different gameplay with it, but I mean, there are some.
I think it's also just fun to be part of whatever is going on,
Yeah, I get that.
Like to be part of the conversation, because like when you're playing an MMO, you're part of a community, but when you're playing like any game that comes out, like you get to be part of that conversation as everybody's part of it when it comes out.
For 1 month.
That's why I always say, like, to people who are like, should I buy a new game, like, when it comes out, or should I wait for it to go on sale? Like, well, does being part of the conversation matter to you,
That's a good point.
Yeah. Of course, sometimes they lead you to bad decisions, like when I bought The Witcher 3, because everybody was talking about it, and I was like, I want to be in on this, and then I didn't play it. So I bought it and wasn't part of the conversation. Oops.
Was there much conversation about it? All I saw were a bunch of people. It was either, wow, these graphics are beautiful. Wow, this map is huge. What? There's titties? And like that was pretty much the conversation. Besides, it's a great game. Like you get that occasionally, but I haven't seen much story behind it, behind the community. Maybe I'm not on the right sites. That could also be it. Like I'll see like Fallout will have discussions on their stories, on their experiences. Skyrim always has people talking about their experience. Even Metal Gear had some. But it was like,
there was a lot of talk going on around Metal Gear.
And the reason why is I don't know. I haven't played The Witcher 3, so I don't know anything about their like quests or missions or any of the gameplay. But I know like Metal Gear, Fallout, and Skyrim, they all gave you a choice. You got to choose how you did things. So there's going to be like a fun little story with that. I didn't really get that with The Witcher 3 community wise.
Well, because there's so much exploration, you don't get as much of the story stuff there.
Yeah.
But it was there. A lot of people got really into that. Was it the Bloody Baron quest line? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, it's a quest line that's really good.
Okay.
It has a lot to do with like this one character called the Bloody Baron, and like I don't quite know the whole thing because like whenever I heard people talking about it, I kind of try to tune out because I keep telling myself I am going to play that game at some point.
I'm still going to play it. I know Andrew was playing it, so I'll see what he thinks about it. Right now, instead of experiencing the cold, he's in Hawaii. So when he comes back, I'll ask him how he likes it.
Missing out on snowpocalypse.
Yeah. Well, he's in Minnesota, so they had a lot of shit already. So.
Oh, this is like Tuesday over there.
Yeah. Oh, 18 to 20? No problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll be in. I might be like 2 minutes late for work.
Yeah. Yep. That's the other thing, man. That's off topic, but that's the thing I didn't understand. Like, I didn't realize people freaked out about snow as much until I came here. Or the South. I guess I experienced that in the South too, but it was like a half an inch and they closed everything down. But here it's like, oh shit, man.
It's all about what are you used to, you know?
Yeah,
like in this region, the big snowstorms are not real. Well, let's put it this way. Snow is optional in the winter. You could get it. You could not get it. It could be big. It could not be big. You know, like, I mean, a couple winters ago, we had no snow. A couple winters before that, we had multiple foot storms. So you just don't know what you're going to get, you know.
Like, in my opinion, as long as the power is the worst thing that's going to happen, I would assume. I mean, there's probably some collapses on houses. I can get that. But like,
yeah, I think they're all built pretty good to handle the storms, though, for the most part. Because they do happen here. It's not like it never happens.
Yep.
It's funny, though, around here, because you'll see as the winter goes on, the more and more storms we get, the better people get at dealing with them.
I guess it's just the first one that everyone just freaks out on.
It's getting used to it. Like the year we were getting multiple foot storms, by the end it was just like, yeah, another storm. Like, here it comes. Like, and you just got used to it because that's what was happening.
Yeah, I get that.
So, you know. All right, so you gave us a couple. I guess you want me to give you something, huh?
It's your turn, man.
A game I spent a lot of time with. Not a surprise because it was in my core 4, Diablo 2.
I get that.
Spent a lot of time with Diablo 2. Over the 11 years it took to get a sequel to it.
Dude, how long was it for StarCraft sequel, though?
Who cares? It's StarCraft.
Exactly. You're waiting for so long for Diablo 2.
No, I mean, I know people were dying for StarCraft. You know what was worse about that? Well, no, maybe not worse because there's some equal stuff.
Well, there
But
was
they
spin-offs
teased
of
with remember they
StarCraft.
teased with StarCraft Ghost
Yeah, there
for the
was like
GameCube, and it was like, wait, this isn't a StarCraft game, but it's like, so first you're mad because you're not getting a true StarCraft game,
yep.
right? Then you're probably like, okay, well I'll take whatever I can get, you know, and then you just don't get it at all,
You never get it ever.
and then they just like don't even act like the series exists.
They tease you, man. That's what they're good at doing.
Yeah,
I wonder if they've got something in the works for something like that. Like,
well, they just finished StarCraft 2 now.
yeah. But man, I wonder if they got like a spin-off like that. I wouldn't mind a first.
I thought I heard some recently that Ghost is in development still.
What?
Yeah, like they brought it back into development.
Interesting.
I might be wrong there, but I thought I remembered hearing that.
That'd be nice to see that on a new gen system.
Be interesting to see what they would do with it after all this time.
Make it awesome.
Yeah. Diablo fans got screwed too because in 2008 they showed this like awesome like 15, 20-minute trailer of Diablo 3 and like all this stuff, and it was like working and it looked good and they had the skills and everything. And then it took another 4 years for the game to come out.
Dude, they make so much money off WoW. They're just like, take your time, man. No worries. Oh, yeah. you guys need to push it back 2 years? No worries, man.
They took Metallica's Nothing Else Matters too seriously.
That's I feel like that's what their plan was. I mean, they've been releasing things in the past, 3 or 4 years constantly. Like they got the new game that's coming out, a new MOBA. All right, is it a MOBA?
Overwatch.
Yeah. So they got that.
I don't know. These hero shooter things are driving me crazy.
Well, I'm all for I saw Paragon and that game looks beautiful.
Oh my God, Paragon needs to stop being in my Twitter feed. Like Epic, I'm not gonna buy a game because it's in my Twitter feed. I'm just not. Like either I'm into the game or I'm not. There is no game that I've ever been like, man, I didn't care about that, but that ad sold me.
I think they're doing it because of the backlash from PSX. Like nobody cared. Like, oh, cool, another MOBA, guys. Sweet.
Yeah, like nobody cares about any of the new MOBAs because it's too late. The ones anybody cares about are already out.
Yep. But I think they have a nice twist to it. The first person aspect of it, I like that. And the way it looks a lot better than the way Overwatch looks. And the Gearbox one.
Yeah, well, it stinks because like these are good studios who are putting them out, like Gearbox and Epic, but it's just like, no, not interested at this point. Like I don't know. Like, could you please do something new instead of just jumping on the bandwagon? Like,
that's what I want from them, and they still haven't released Unreal Tournament. Like, it's been an alpha for like a long time. Please, guys, I really would like to play Unreal Tournament. Please, just release the game.
Just could we like get a petition for gamers started? Like, no more MOBAs. Like, just can we be done with this? Like,
MOBAs and card games. Like
it's when it's so like the FPS blow up or the JRPG blow up. Or
yep.
The platformer explosion. Like, it's like enough already.
We get it, guys. People like playing them. All right, give me something new.
Yeah, like please. Anything else? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the next thing is, but somebody should find it.
I don't think it's going to be another genre. I think it's just going to be evolutions of what we already have. Like, increasing it. Like, I think RPGs have hit the top. The only thing you can do with the RPG is add different aspects to it of different games. Like,
well, you know what else it is too,
sim
actually?
Style.
The open world thing, I think, is starting to top out.
I don't know. I think people enjoyed that open world exploration, but it has to be done right.
Well, I'm not saying people don't enjoy it. What I'm saying is it's over propagated.
Okay, I get that.
Like everything's open world now. Like remember when an open world game was like a genre? Now it's not. Like now it's just
Everything is, yeah.
now it's just a description of what your game's play environment is like.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think the quality's going to have to start coming up on them, or people are going to start losing interest.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're gonna have to add aspects to it that actually make it more interesting than the last open world game.
Yeah, just putting open world on the box, I don't think is going to suffice much longer.
Because then it's like a big whoop, man. Everything's open world, please.
Yeah, exactly.
What else is in your game here? Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but Diablo, man, I played every character class through multiple difficulties. Played some with different specs. I don't know. It's the action RPG, man. It always sucks me in. Kill and loot. Kill and loot. That's why I like Phantasy Star, man.
Dude, are you watching a video right now?
No, why?
Because I see your reflection in your glasses. Something's moving. Maybe
Oh,
it's
yeah.
there's
There's always stuff moving, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, these are definitely not good poker glasses, are they?
Well, no, those are perfect. They can you see yourself through them. So
No, I mean, like, because you could see my cards in them.
I get what you're saying. All right.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But
Yeah, so I don't know. Diablo, I would be scared to see how many hours I spent playing that game.
That was like when I discovered WoW had the like slash. I can't remember what the command was. And you see it per character, and then you see it like total time played, and you're like, oh fuck.
No, it's bad when you see days.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no.
Why would they do that? Yep, I remember that. It's good thing Diablo doesn't have that.
No, I don't think so. Phantasy Star does. It has an hour timer when you log in, so
Oh god.
it's right there on that character.
When I first got Steam and I realized they had that, I was like, oh shit. Not only can I see the right time, everyone else can too.
I always love that it tells you how long, or when the last time you played was.
Yeah. Yep. So
Always useful.
Know that. I really don't need to know that. Thanks, man.
Well, it can sometimes clue me in, like, oh man, I ain't played this since the summer. Like, what the hell? You know?
Oh man. The best is now that they show it in the comments, like when you're reviewing a game or you're looking. Now I don't review them. I read other people's reviews, right? And you see it, and the guy's like talking shit about the game. And it's like 600 hours played. You're like, oh, it's that bad, huh? You gave it a bad review, and it's you've played 600 hours. Like
you got it. Well, if you really want to not like a game, you got to complete it. So. Because you can't play 5 minutes of a game and be like, yeah, it sucks. Like, you don't know that.
Afro Samurai.
Okay. You can know it on Afro Samurai 2. Afro Samurai 2.
2.
One's actually okay. Was it? I was thinking something there. I don't know. Lost my train of thought. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I feel you can. Within an hour, you can tell if the game's going to be bad or not.
Oh, I was thinking Wolfenstein: The New Order because that has a horrible first mission intro thing.
Really?
Yeah, you don't get a gun for like 45 minutes or something.
You start out on a train, right?
I don't know how you start because I didn't play it, but all the people I heard who played it were like, it's freaking terrible because the tutorial is like garbage and sucks, and then the game is awesome. Like, unanimously.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's another game that I've been meaning to get because that looks like an awesome game. They really do the Wolfenstein game.
It seems like they did a good job with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Yeah, Diablo 2. That is another one that you can sink time in.
Oh, so easily.
Yep.
So easily.
Is simulation games included in this? Because I've spent a lot of time in those.
Well, they are games, so I would say yes.
Do we just exclude them? Like, you know what? No, those you're gonna take a long time playing.
No, it counts.
Um, yeah, I got another one. Crusader Kings 2. Have you heard of this one?
You were telling me about this before.
Yeah, this is like Game of Thrones in your game. Like, so let's put it like this. Let's say I have a piece of land and you have a piece of land, but like 100 years ago or so, that piece of land that you have used to be mine, right? So now I'm like, fuck it, I want it back. But instead of just like sending an army in and waving my big dick around, I just kind of sit back and like, you know what? No, let's wait this one out. He doesn't have any heirs, no successful heirs, but he does have a daughter. So you know what? I'm gonna marry that daughter. See if get on his good side, marry his wife, his daughter. So now that I am the heir, like now I'm the heir here, and then I'm gonna murder him because why the fuck not? I can do that. It's like you have all these options that you can do just to fuck the people over to get their land. Like you don't just run around with an army. You actually have to do like some intrigue, maybe butter up with somebody, just show that you have more power than them. Like it's good stuff, man. I spent a lot of time just fucking around with that. And then they added the Game of Thrones mod, so then that really got me. Actually playing Littlefinger and running through and taking over shit. It's pretty nice. And then like there's different random events. So like you're playing your little country or your own territory, and then everything else is going around happening outside. So like it's not just you control the fate of the game. Like the computer is actively trying to take land themselves. And it's a lot of fun, man. It
sounds like max level Risk.
It is. It is. The company Paradox that makes them. Did they do a really? I don't know if I think they're actually developed. I know they're a publisher too, but I think they actually developed this one and Europa Universalis, and those two games are like Risk at the highest level. Like there's a lot of different agreements, a lot of actions you can take to make people hate you, a lot of things you can do to make people like you, a lot of cheap shit, like I mentioned, marrying a dude's daughter and then just murdering him. There's a lot of intrigue, like you could be the head and then your wife hates you and then she can murder you. Like, oh well. And like, as long as you have heirs, the game continues. So then while you're king and you have a son, you die, let's say at battle, he takes control over now and you control him. And that's how that works. As long as you keep your lineage going, you can still keep playing the game. And it's just rewarding sometimes when you actually get an intrigue mission going and it actually succeeds. And that's the best part. And they all the added on people. I know in Europa Universalis, I'm trying to remember Crusader. No, Europa has actual people, so they were real people. There were a real family, and then you continue that lineage.
So you're rewriting history?
Pretty much rewriting history. And they add a lot of different stuff in there. Crusaders Kings is all about like talking, diplomacy, intrigue. Where Europa has that in there, but it's not like the intrigue is not really that big. But that's more of a Risk type game. So you're mainly going to take your army and run into a place, or you're going to try to take over a place just by having power or diplomacy. And then there's trade routes, so you can like stop someone from getting trades. Like it's a lot of that one's a lot more fun. That I would say. But between those two, I've spent so much fucking time just fucking around with them. Oh, I'm gonna play as this guy's vassal, and I'm gonna take his fucking land because that's how I feel now. And there's like in Europa, there's different religions that affect how people react to you. So if you are a Catholic and the land you take is Buddhist, well, the land you just took is not going to respond well to that because they're fucking Buddhists and you're trying to convert them to Catholics. So then there'll be revolts. They'll start an army. And like if you're in the middle of a war and they have an army, then you're really fucked up. And it's a lot of thought process to it. I find it very relaxing to play that game until you get dicked over. That's the other thing. And like each each territory will have its own like special. So like if you play as the Mongols, you have like you fight better in certain situations, or if you play as Ming, you have like some, I think it's an economy type of boost. And yeah, it's good stuff. And they set you with goals, so it's not like you're just playing around with your own shit. Like they'll set some goals, like you should unite Ireland, or make the United Kingdoms, or forge France, or create Spain, and it's good stuff.
So they start forcing your hand, or
no, it's something you can strive towards.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, like it's not something you can do right away. Like this takes a long time to do it, but it's something to strive towards. And you can get prestige and points for that, and it's man, those games are fun. Very time consuming.
Yeah, they definitely sound like it.
Yeah. Like you said, extreme risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are PC, so if you ever want to play it.
Yeah, at this stage in my life, those kind of games are not very appealing to me at all.
Got to get that quick fix, man.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, because I just want to start throwing my life away to spend more time with them. Like, like, man, I could do dishes, or I could play the game, or I could do bills, or I could play the game, or,
Yep.
Yeah, games that let me get in and out quick are a lot easier to deal with at this point.
I mean, you could always quit that game whenever. You can just stop, move on.
Yeah, but
you gotta set yourself a goal.
I like to throw myself in head first.
That's the problem, man.
Hey, man, as long as you don't hit the shallow end, you're good.
That's very true. That's very true. Because with this game, the problem I have with this game is that once I figure out how to do something and I succeed in it, and I'm like, all right, next step, and I just keep going. Like I started off as one of the Indian territories, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm about to take over India. All right, hot damn. Set up my trade routes, take this land, take that land. Just kept going and going and going, and made India, and then fucking China was there, so I had to stop. And
then China was there, like it was some kind of surprise. Like it's where it's always been, Chris.
Well, you got the Ming Dynasty starts off huge. It's huge, powerful, and they're there. But with India, you're not really messing with them. But once you fuck up the trade route, so they're not getting their shit, then they start getting pissed off and they start coming at you. That's where my issue started. Like everything else, I was just kind of like going through. I decided I was like, I'm not going to go that way. I'm not going to go towards China. I'm going to go into Europe and start, spreading it out.
See, this sounds a lot like the Phantom Menace. It all starts over a trade problem,
There it is, man. Except it doesn't end as poorly.
This is okay. Yeah,
it ends. Sometimes it ends rewarding, sometimes not, but it's still better than that whole prequel.
You don't like the Phantom Menace? Everybody says it's better than Empire.
Oh God, I'm not going to touch that, man.
What kind of like bizarro future world does that actually happen in? Is what I want to know.
People who only oh my God.
Think about it. If you believe in like quantum realities, one of them exists where that's actually true.
Ugh. Kill me now. I never want to see that. Never want to access that reality.
Yeah, it's a bit scary, huh?
Yeah, it's so good, man. There was one guy who did a review on this movie, right?
Okay.
He said the best thing he said was like, none of the characters are interesting. None of them. And I was like, well, that's not. He was like, no, dude, the main character, Anakin, is a kid who has no idea what's happening and just does stupid shit throughout the whole movie. Like, he's like, he's not really a character you follow. So you think, okay, maybe the Jedi are the main characters. And they're not the main characters. It was just a bunch of characters with no, personality just kind of thrown into a movie. And then they throw Jar Jar in there to, oh, let's make it funny.
Yeah, well, he's like the John Ritter, the physical comedy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And he said the one thing he did an interview where he interviewed people and said, "Hey, describe these characters." So he would do like Han Solo, and everyone's like, "Oh, Han Solo," and they just start listing off things. So he wanted them to do it without describing their appearance or what they actually are in the story. So just like describe the base character. And people were just like, "Oh, Han Solo, yeah, I got that." Bam, 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 listing off things. And he'd be like, "All right, do Obi-Wan." And everyone's like, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And so he'd be like, "Okay, all right, Princess Leia," and then he just start listing off things, right? And they go, Queen Amidala, Padme, and they're like, female. I know Natalie Portman plays her. And he's just like, these characters are boring. He'll go back, he'll name somebody. Luke Skywalker.
She likes little boys. See? Myth
There
debunked.
There you go, man. And he'd do somebody from the sequels, and then he'll go, all right, Qui-Gon. Oh,
Liam Neeson's.
Liam Neeson's. Oh man, yeah, dude, it was made into a comedy, but it was the truth though. Like, you did not really connect with any of the characters because there was no main protagonist. Like, you could use Anakin, but he becomes like evil person at the end, so it's kind of just like, nah.
Yeah, you're just there to watch his downfall.
Yeah, like in a movie, you're probably going to want some sort of protagonist in there, or at least some main character that the people can connect with at some point, and there was none. I was like, yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Pretty interesting, man.
Yeah. Oh no, we just went off topic again, but
whatever. It's our show.
Yeah.
Do whatever we want, man.
But that was it. That was.
How do you like your eggs, man?
Sometimes scrambled, sometimes over easy, How about you, man?
I like them over well, man. Over hard, however you
That's
like
nice.
to phrase it.
Oh, dude, when people say that to me, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Over hard? What? What do you want? What do you want me to do with your eggs, man? There's a dude.
Cook the yolk all the way, man, so it's not all runny and gooey.
Oh, man.
I don't need wet abortion all over my breakfast.
Oh, Jesus. That's not what that is, man. That wasn't even a live animal at all. But yeah, it's I never liked over hard. Over easy.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Everybody can like it however they want.
This is true, but let's get a term that defines it better.
The point was supposed to be that we could just talk about whatever we want on our own damn show. Anyone who don't like it can stop listening because I don't care. Not in it for the money.
So I continued it, man. I went on my tangent on why I hated over hard. There was a guy when I was cooking. Always asked him, like, so you just don't want runny yolk. All right, I got it. Fuck. Over hard, man. There's no direction with that. That's not even a list of things that people like. How to make eggs. There's no list. There's no over hard, man. There isn't. It's not there.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. All right. I'm done with my egg.
It's an uncommon request. I get it.
It's actually not. People don't like runny eggs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. I think it's either when they describe it, they usually tell you like, I just don't want the eggs runny. Like, all right, so I'll flip it, let it cook a little bit. Sounds good. And then there's the over hard guys. What the? All right, I got you now. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. Well, we've been doing this for a little while now.
Yeah.
You ready to call this game set match?
Let's do that.
Look, I brought it full circle back to the tennis. See how I did that?
Tennis. I didn't even catch it, man.
Oh, man. I'm so fucking clever.
You've been holding
your heart out. Oh, look, I brought it back to the political. I did it again. Oh.
I think you've been holding that game set match in for a while. Like, you probably have it typed up as the only game notes. Like, all right, talk tennis, ended with game set match. Got it.
You'll never see the show notes. Yeah. All right. So, let's see. You guys know where you can find us. Fridays at 10 p.m. on YouTube. Or should I say the YouTubes?
The YouTubes?
Yeah, because there's more than one. It's a series of tubes. They all lead to you. Yeah, so we're on the YouTubes, the iTunes, the Stitchers, the other podcasts, services. Just do a little search. Collective Gamescast. Let's see. You check out the website, collectivegc.com. We host a show over there, and we don't really do much else because we don't really need to, because we're usually on social media doing things, like over on Twitter at the Collective GC, or on my own personal Twitter profile at the Malgadar, Malgadar. You can find Chris on Twitter at ChrisBCGC. That's 1B, 1G. 2 C's. 3 C's.
3 C's.
Oh, man.
Confusing people, man.
3 C's. One more C, you'd be the old iced tea. Remember them? 4C. Yeah. See, you forgot about 4C. I didn't.
Definitely time.
Yeah, it is. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out, listening, all that stuff. Since it's like Winter Storm Jonas and we're all going to die, it's been nice knowing you. Have a good life.